Stuart Mora. I'm the chapter president in the state of Indiana for Unite Here Local 23. Our particular union represents workers at the Caesars Southern Indiana in Elizabeth, Indiana, as well as the Indiana Grand in Shelbyville. Both are owned by Caesars Entertainment. Fundamentally, the pandemic is a healthcare crisis, and so folks are being asked to go back to work and have no understanding of what protections are going to be in place. Casinos are places where the service, we're interacting with people all the time. And you cannot have a COVID-safe casino without sufficient wages and affordable access to health care for the employees. Employees already come to work knowing that they're sick. That is going to continue to happen unless people have the money and the access to have health care and get themselves checked out. Contract negotiations have stalled since the pandemic began. Frankly, the issues have become more pressing for us. And workers have to be militant. We have to prepare ourselves to walk off the job because it's not simply about quality of life anymore, it's also about life or death.
Well, I'm here today for several reasons. First, we are in contract negotiations currently with Caesars Southern Indiana. And in our contract, we're asking for better wages, but more importantly, we're asking for affordable health care, something we can actually use for our families to fill prescriptions and buy the prescriptions they need.
And what do you do at the casino?
I am an EVS. I am a 17-year employee, all in the same department.
What is that?
Environmental services and the cleaning in the casino.
So you're the one responsible keeping everything sanitized and making sure everybody's safe when they come in.
Yes, sir.
Has Caesars done anything to make sure that you're safe?
Well, we currently are not back to work yet. We were told that we would do temperature checks on the employees, not on our guests, which I feel it doesn't matter. We may not have a temperature, but how are we secure in knowing that we're not being exposed to COVID-19? On March 15th, one of my co-workers, he was day one employee, his name is Nabi Bostock. He was diagnosed on March 15th of COVID-19. He passed away on April the 7th, which was a devastating loss to our casino employees and to the community. So we need better protection.
And you mentioned healthcare too, so do you have insurance now? What is it?
We currently have insurance through Cigna, and we have such outrageous deductibles that until those deductibles are met, you cannot use your insurance. My grandson, I adopted when he was little. He is required to use 3 inhalers a day and several other prescriptions, and I have to look at him and say, I'm sorry, we can't afford those. It comes down to you keep a roof over your head, you put food on your table, or you pay an outrageous price for prescriptions.
And in the 17 years you've been there, has the insurance has it changed, improved, and also about
it's getting worse.
You have to pay more?
Yes.
Out of your check?
Yes.
Right. You get less as well? Do you pay more for less, or is that?
Well, we pay more because we're not. Time you meet your deductible, you're already out that $3,000. So, I mean, you're well over half a year into paying out of your pocket for things that you have to have on a daily basis.
What would be a message you want to send to state legislators today?
I would say help us. We deserve better. It's affordable. We're working for a company that makes billions of dollars, and there is no reason for no one to go without. Nothing. They should not have to go to food pantries. We should not have to do without prescriptions. We shouldn't have to stress over keeping a roof over our head and food on our table.
And your wages, you've been there 17 years.
I've been there 17 years and I am not making $14 an hour. Everyone that comes in that building, everyone that enters into our casino, I will be in contact with at some point or another because I clean where they sit. I clean the restrooms. We clean everything in that casino. So there's not 1 minute of my 8-hour shift that I won't be at risk.
And how do you run a casino without people being side by side? I mean, that sounds very difficult.
I assume there is no way. I mean, even with the amount of employees that it takes, even if we reduce our staffing, we're still exposed to all these guests that are not having to be checked, their temperature or nothing else. So we are very much at risk.
Okay, so we are headed to the State House. See down here, 23 Caravan. Send a message to our state reps and our governor. Put people's lives above capitalism.
We'd like to ask the governor to help us to continue to have uninterrupted health care. The employees have lived up to their commitment to the casinos, and the company should honor that commitment by providing uninterrupted health care benefits to employees until they return from furlough. Failure to do so could cause some employees to lose coverage because they would be forced to choose between COBRA and the loss of health insurance. And COBRA can be extremely cost prohibitive to those on unemployment. Allowing the employees would also put an added financial burden on the state because those employees will likely have nowhere else to turn for health coverage. I'd also like to speak to you, Governor, about safety. We ask that you help us to ensure to return to a workplace that is not only safe for our guests, but is safe for employees as well. Whatever protocols are put in place to protect the guest from a potentially infected employee also should be put in place to protect the employee from a potentially infected guest. For example, if employees are required to be temperature screened to enter the casino and also required to wear masks while inside the casino, these safety measures should be required for the guests as well. Thank you, and we appreciate your help.
You just heard John Musler, and now speaking is Tonda Ems, who we interviewed earlier, reminding folks about the case of Nabi Bostock, who was killed by the coronavirus. Other speakers included today were Father Charles Allen, Terry Mitchell from Indiana Grand, Tina Mack from Majestic Star Gary, Sabrina Adams from Blue Chip, Senator J.D. Ford, and Eveline Thomas.
Hi, I'm Riley Bove. I'm an Indiana PSL member, and I'm out here today to support the casino workers in their strike for better insurance coverage because of COVID.
The reason I'm here today is because the casino I work at needs to have better health insurance, and that's why I'm here today. And I work at Indiana Grand in Shelbyville, Indiana, and they need to do what we say because we're not going to give up.
How do you feel about today's event?
I think today's event went pretty good, and I am encouraged with all the people that came out to this event today, and I just want to thank everybody for coming out.
It was great action. We had workers from 5 different casinos here, and we are figuring out how to take public action during a pandemic, and we're getting better at it. We're going to continue to get better at it because this fight has just begun.
And I believe that some people came together from other chapters of Unite Here.
Yeah, there were 6 different unions represented today. Unite Here Local 1, Unite Here Local 23, Teamsters Locals 89 and 135, as well as Operating Engineers Local 399.
You guys have been fighting it.
Absolutely, those workers won the union after a long fight back in November of last year.
But it can't happen.
It absolutely can happen, and we're going to continue to win. We have to win. At this point, it's life or death.